Hi, this is Punk for Homeless Virtual Festival with Desert Island Vids. And with me I have Dunk Herring from Mispelt. Hi, mate.
Hello. How you
Yeah,
doing?
clearing up. How have you been?
Staying indoors, I hope.
I've been in for bloody 3 weeks nearly.
How long?
About 3 weeks?
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah.
So,
I went in my garden
June.
today. I went in my garden today, but I thought this outdoors is overrated. I've decided I prefer the great indoors.
I actually went for a walk around where I live. I didn't realise how close to the countryside I lived.
Cool. Well, you live in Kettering, don't you?
Yeah, it's, outside it in a little town called Rothwell.
Okay, cool. So it's not too far from where Compass Charity ever offers. They have a shared office, little tiny space there in Kettering.
Oh, right, okay.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, Dunk.
Wow, okay. Let's see, I've been doing Mispelt, since 1998, 1999. Started that off the back of another band called Julie's Dead. That sort of disappeared about 1993, which was the year before I sort of really started working full time in healthcare. So yeah, 93, I got my first full-time job in a brain injury unit, and then went from there to go off and do my mental health nursing training. Yeah, sort of qualified out of that, and then wound up back in a band again, and I've sort of been doing that ever since.
Brilliant stuff. Well, as well as being both being DIY punk, we're both trained as mental health nurses.
Yeah, that was one of the common features between us, isn't it? Both being community psychiatric nurses, both sitting at the front line.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about that in a little bit, because I know it's pretty hard going at the moment. But would you like to introduce your first song?
So, say again?
That sounded really weird, didn't it? Would you like to introduce your first song?
Okay, yeah. So my first pick. Whoop, hello. There we go. Lost the camera. There we go. There we are. DIY.
DIY.
Yeah, my first is Iron Maiden, and it is the Phantom of the Opera. This was the song weirdly that kind of got me into wanting to play music. This was I first heard it as the Lucozade advert with Daley Thompson. So that's dates it. And I asked a mate at school, who was into sort of like rock music and what have you, and I said, "Oh, have you got that song for the Lucozade advert?" He goes, "Oh yeah, that's Phantom of the Opera by Iron Maiden," and he did like a mixtape, of which included the second song as well. But I'll talk about that in a bit. Yeah, so it's the music that got me into being in a band, I suppose, at the end of the day. So yeah, it is Phantom of the Opera.
Brilliant. And you'll have that, folks, in the links, because with DIY and Facebook closes down if we play stuff through here. So fuck Facebook, put in a link above. So, you're out on the front line at the moment. What's it like out there?
To be fair, I'm actually fighting a valiant rearguard action. So where I am and what I do with the company I work for. So we're funded by the NHS. We provide like halfway houses really for people with severe and enduring mental health problems that have been in hospital for far too long, a lot of the time, and become de-skilled. There was in 2006 in Northamptonshire, rehabilitation services for mental health were completely cut gone. So the guy that I work with, we got together and set up our own to provide mental health rehabilitation in Northampton. So what I'm doing most of the time now is actually just trying to stay on top of the ever-changing government guidance on risk management and support for not just our service users but also the staff team as well. So a lot of my time I am constantly updating risk assessments and stuff. So it's all really, really exciting stuff, but massively valuable.
Oh, totally. It must be a pain in the arse with a fall of a prime minister, changing and coming out of isolation and stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's I get it, and it's the watching the disease modelling videos of sort of like just showing how COVID-19 does spread from person to person, and actually when you see it in a kind of a graphic model of exactly how communicable the illness is, you understand why we're having to do what we do. It's almost, thankfully, it is a disease that is mostly communicated by contact. If it was airborne, we'd be in way worse problems than we are now.
Oh yeah, scary stuff.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. So let's talk about someone else. What's your next song about?
Please. So what?
What's your next song, please, sir?
The next song is Motorhead and the Ace of Spades, and the link that I chose was actually where I really actually first heard the song before I got it on the mixtape, and then realising what it was. So it was on the Young Ones, where on the University Challenge episode, and yes, so that's where I first heard the Ace of Spades, and and it's, I don't know, it's just such a enduring song. Born to Lose, Live to Win. It's such a shame that we lost them. It was a band also I never got to see. It was one of those bands I always assumed would always kind of be there. And then when Lemmy died, it was like, oh no, I'm never going to see Motorhead. And it's just sort of it's just a big regret. You only regret what you didn't do, and that's one of my regrets in life.
Oh well, maybe you can watch some videos.
Well, it's not the same, is it? It's not the same, but yeah.
But there's going to be a link for a video in the posting, folks, so you can watch that from the Young Ones. And who didn't love the Young Ones? So he's a bit of a Young Ones fan, was you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, who wasn't when it first came out? It was the most anarchic and I don't know. It was definitely the show that upset your parents. Right? I remember being banned from watching it. So and having my little portable telly upstairs in my room with the coat hanger. Trying to get trying to see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant stuff. So where are you? I mean, obviously you're not gigging at the moment, nobody is. But where are you at with the band? Can you tell us about because I know you did one album, which is mainly about stuff. But yeah, tell us about your backlog and future projects.
All right. So we were supposed to go into the studio just before the lockdown. And it was the social distancing started coming in, and it was sort of like, no, it was Steve's parents put themselves into isolation. So Steve's our guitarist. He's got two little ones, and his parents were going to be looking after the kids whilst he was in the studio with us on the day, and they put themselves into self-isolation, and of course there was no one to look after the kids. So it's like, well, no, that's absolutely fair enough. We'll just postpone the recording. So yeah, we'd kind of got all the songs that we wanted for the new CD all done. We actually gigged them at the 10th anniversary for Punk for the Homeless back in January, and so that's the first time we've sort of played all of the songs that were going to be going on the new CD then, all together for one night. So we've got all the tracks. We're just waiting for all this nonsense to die down, and that we can get, life can get back to normal. We can go in the studio and get it recorded. But like the last recording we did was 2015, and that was the 99% CD available. Still available. Please buy a copy. And the one before that was 3741, which was the last recording we did with Jen before sadly she had to drop out due to TMJ, the jaw disorder that she had, so she couldn't sing anymore. So that was the end of that. So that was, gosh, when was that? That was 2000. We are rubbish about actually getting into the studio and recording. I mean, not a lot of other bands out there. Born to Destruct, for one, is really prolific. They do something new like every year, like even twice a year it seems. We're compared to them, we're proper slackers.
Well, I can't say anything. One of my bands I'm in, we've been together 12 years, recorded about 20 minutes of material and done about 12 gigs.
We're doing slightly better than that then.
Yeah, much better than us. And we're a band Activists. I think we just need to record 2 more tracks and get stuff mastered. Our first album will be out.
Well, and you've got T-shirts now as well. So it's all happening.
Yeah.
I think there's no pressure.
Once you've got a T-shirt made, you've made it, haven't you? I think, yeah. Rock star.
Cracked it. Absolutely cracked it.
Right. So I'm going to say cheerio, Dunk.
Okay, mate.
Thank you very much for being on the show. And
absolutely.
And we'll finish the show by mentioning your last song.
Now, this one. This is possibly my favourite song of all time. It's by a band called Snuffs, and the song is called Somehow, and I just love it to bits. And it's possibly, I just find it really uplifting. So when I'm ever a bit down, whenever I'm a bit, got the blues, what have you, I'll stick on the CD, stick on Snuff Somehow, and I'm buoyed right back up again.
Brilliant. Well, thanks, man.